am back. Good refreshing. Let's have a look. I need to say I'm live. Schedule at everyone. We live. Oh, I must get this other headset working again. I think it's currently connected to my phone. Whoosh. I had a nice break. Well, let's have a look. How do I fix this? Or it's not connected. Connect. Connect. Perfect. Actually did it. Cool. Sweet. We can get straight back into it. I think I'll tweet again. I'm too lazy. I don't want to spam with tweets. One of streams enough. Unless I did a separate game like way later in the day. Let's get Twitch back up. Oh boy. Incoming ad break. I could snooze it. I think I do tend to snooze the first one. Oh, alright then. Let's continue. And I have one left of my chocolate fudge. Oh. All nice and hydrated for the hydro story. That's better. Alright, let's go see if she gets arrested or not. Whoosh. I broke my cord. Alright, what about Mona? Are we going to meet her again?
After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
What's wrong, Paimon?
Did you just pour some tea?
No. Oh, it's her, isn't it?
Never seen that cup before?
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything for now.
Shit, we actually get to meet her.
Who's that boy? There's no one here.
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky.
Oh, really?
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Friend's disciple? A friend, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
History of the future, huh?
Then, is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Teyvat so easily be changed? Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspective of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the god's gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Is that why Furina's so secretive? She's scared Celestia or another god will hear and intervene?
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tibet's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone. What? Paimon here's the... Alright. Hey, it's you who's getting...
Well, I see I've
Oh, it's
walked into
Mona.
some lively banter.
Mona!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Stingbird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all spontaneous, but optimistic factors. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Charlotte.
Yes, it was Charlotte. I assume you've heard of her, no? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her views. Prophecies are very important. How can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your... Huh?
Well, they've got powerful foresight abilities, right?
Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She says that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa.
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Yeah?
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there's still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so... Perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now. Traveler, Paimon?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little different.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles.
The god who tempted fate.
Eternal and
Is
rational,
that the sin?
but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related, it was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I suppose that might be why...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said, but also kind of sad too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going up. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
They've arrested the Archon. Oh, it's a different quest. Oh. There's another quest. Oh god. Please be the main story. Okay, I think it is. I thought it was his quest.
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe. Still, I don't think today we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former...
No, it is his quest, shit.
When Caesar passed away, before long, I had to...
At least it wasn't long.
stronghold, the Fortress of Mirapede has continued in its noble autonomy, but my recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that a mysterious traveler once visited so while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. So many awesome photos of us, she hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead? Seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this.
What? Oh, I hate this. Just let me continue with the damn quest. I'm multitasking too many quests. And it won't let me skip.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These two are my
Forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but looks pretty happy about Lenny stroking his...
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to yesterday morning. A warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the weasel in...
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copy...
Possibility, it's a fact, Lynn. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with it. The weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and...
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just...
I want to find out...
What would that...
Uh-oh. This is...
Lorenzo? Is that...
Another day, I'm...
Oh, come on!
If I wanted your light...
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had...
Oh, hey! This is your first time
Edmondo.
meeting? And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being... What? Pushing 40, 30?
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you...
Damn.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Linny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, that fell to pieces and...
Totally! He's gotta be...
I think so too. That guy Edmondo seemed... okay there?
Oh, I say wait.
So he was.
Hey, don't go.
What kind of...
Don't even. Check. That's not.
And there he goes.
Shh! Don't say anything and don't look back.
Let me continue the main quest. Let me continue the main quest, please.
We're here.
No, we should go continue the main quest. We should continue the main quest. We should continue the main quest.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 16. It was so delicious the last. One slice of cake, please. Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too?
Wait,
That's right.
do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon? And
But why would it close?
well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, no, it's the...
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call...
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about... She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You do try...
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. Paimon. It's more delicious than last time. And the sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious.
Oh, that was a part of the main quest. Hard to tell. So many quests going on. Or at least there's 2, but you know what I mean.
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
There she is.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
Ha! You got some nerve.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd...
Oh, Paimon knows you're not.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking...
A friend of ours met you a while back, and when she mentioned it, we thought of coming to...
Ah, so you know Miss Mona as well. She's a guest columnist for our paper. Really good one, too. She's so young and already such a brilliant... So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legend?
Huh? So your article in the paper
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Yeah, are we even...
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have...
Oh, so that's a yes? Oh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for so much to get done.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example...
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist, first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the... I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job. And I'd be... But anyway, that's my answer.
That's so nice. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Interesting choice.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing... Hyman's been thinking, if it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow. No, Hyman should ask... We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't... You mean, still traveling? Huh. Wait,
When are we arresting Furina? When's it gonna get good?
feels like it'll grow, but it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure.
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the fort. Not at all. I'm well aware. Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
Whoa.
Well, that said, Lady Furina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break
Oh
out.
shit.
So people have started to put the blame on Furina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be...
So what happened after that? Is Furina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that the Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Furina had gone. Only when things had...
So, you mean...
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her. But that said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even good. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to tell you
Bruh,
about the situation.
I think she'd be fucked up.
He didn't say anything else.
She's human.
Don't worry,
Probably.
this is more than enough to go on.
Is that so?
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know Furina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, and as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic. When Nervillet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't... It would be hard for her to ignore being accused, but Hyman thinks Furina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and... Well, what do you think? Hyman knows the answer, of course. In that case, there's none of...
I see. We actually get to hang out with Furina.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation.
Shit, is it gonna stay this way?
Really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible. That's Furina, right over there.
Should I just give up?
is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all.
Shit. I wonder why she's keeping it a secret though. It must be very good. I think it's to hide it from Celestia.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Give up, Furina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I
Truly
even
the
do
weakest Archon.
other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Furina, it's just that.
Oh,
So it is
there's the
you,
mask back on.
non-traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Furina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear...
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they... Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Maréchaussée Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too. Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Oh shit. Being fucking hunted.
Furina, those people seem to be after you.
They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Furina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her. This should be the place, right? Hey, Furina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the...
What?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted.
I'm exhausted.
No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening? The ground's shaking.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson.
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nouvellette's made some emergency plans.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson... It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time.
I still think she has a plan.
We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Teyvat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you
Exactly.
never belonged here.
We
And
are the
if
witness.
Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator.
Exactly, we're the audience.
If that's the case...
Yes. Tell me something interesting. Sometimes outsiders can do way more change than actual insiders. Ah, she was gonna tell me something. Whoa, what the fuck? It was actually a trap. Whoa. Holy shit. Fuck, I want to defend Furina. Fuck these guys.
This concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to
Everyone's
the
a dick.
trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your
shit.
honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Shit.
Lady Furina, what is the meaning of
I want to see this 4D chess play.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Furina, will use this trial to show
The people of fish. Oh, you're back, GDH. How's it going? Bro, her people are fucking savage to her. Captured their god and dragged her to fucking court, and then said, "Talk or we'll kill you."
This time,
That's exactly what they've done.
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes?
Well, she's swinging it in her power.
Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
We'll find out.
Alright then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
It's gonna be the knave, right?
Asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
What? Me?
Is that so?
I wanted to defend Furina.
Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Damn, why did they fucking... They could have just gave me 5 more minutes. We would have found out. Had a dinner with family. Sounds nice. I just had chicken. Guess what time it is?
Please allow me to ask the final question before the trial begins.
Oh god, it's hat time. Where are they? Ooh, let's get the Mario cap out. Or shall I pick the scarf on? Could go for a scarf, honestly. Oh. I'll let you pick scarf or hat. Although I've got the scarf right here. Oh, nice and warm. Fuck it, we'll do both. I don't know where either one went. We'll do this one. There we go. Let's continue.
Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
A bit of work.
We did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
I
They
see.
changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members. Waiting for the perfect opportunity, the people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee this. So, we arranged for a
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epic, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Arenias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary
Damn, I'm starting to dislike everyone other than Furina.
You're welcome.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct a giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt with...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's pop... You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence with...
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Oh?
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her...
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's... Oh, let Paimon see. Wait. Then that means this document? So in other words, we can refer to this... Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
I have to do a whole court scene, don't I? Here we go.
The Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. You defeated the I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case.
Okay.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervy. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge
Oh,
is
shit.
unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Oh shit, he's speaking.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Shit. I knew it. She's an imposter.
Wait, what was that? Lady Furina's a fraud? Hey,
If the main character's fully voice acted, this will be way more interesting.
forsaking her duty, but
Charge accepted.
Oh shit.
Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
Oh shit.
Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Furina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
yeah. Even though Lady Furina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Furina can be super irresponsible, but
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
Unless she's changed their memory.
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld?
Has she lived for hundreds of years?
If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice That you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic...
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Furina's claim.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, and if I was not the Archon, then
That
how
is
did
true.
I manage to live for over
That's what I was
500
thinking. Okay, let's have a read some of these. Oh, the curse, perhaps. Furina's cursed.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways.
Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the maid? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after.
Oh shit, Nivolette's like, you've been questioning if this is an Archon or not.
You sensed it too, huh, Nivolette?
Lady Furina is actually a
Yep,
human?
she's cursed human.
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Oh shit.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods.
But can she do what a god? She can't act like a god.
For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Irrelevant. Oh, it gave me a clue of some of this. So, maybe we should select this one.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Shit.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order.
Oof. Nivolette's on her.
While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently literally ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable
Bruh.
power of an Archon?
You can't even summon Hydro.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Oof.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
So she can't use her power.
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Very good at coming up with bullshit.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even
You'd keep a
still become
bit.
God?
Yep.
It seems like nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Please.
Oh man.
Got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors?
Probably. For 500 years.
That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute it?
So you have to prove. What evidence can prove she's human? Actually not certain. My gut is telling me this one.
It has been established that all
Yeah.
can dissolve in water from the primordial sea.
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Oh god, we're gonna force her to go into Primordial Sea.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive...
A literal witch. It is, isn't it?
Taking many lives.
I still think Furina is human, but like she's pretending to be the Archon for a good reason. Or she's maybe not human. She's definitely something's there's something.
If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the seawater would
Oh
have no
shit!
effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case.
Will she touch it?
If you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Furina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Would she do it? Imagine if she fucking drinks it.
Lady Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
Oh.
But we thought she would...
She's calling our bluff. I don't know.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina, you may.
Oh shit. Yeah, this isn't gonna end well, David. She fucking did it.
Hey! I'm fine! Look at me, everyone!
Oh shit.
My hand is still here. I haven't been dissolved. Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon. I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water.
I feel like it's just taking a moment to kick in.
Miss Seedwing? If you're present, Miss Seedwing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Seedwing? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few...
These things are... Millizines are really perceptive.
That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that...
That doesn't matter much, like, water will still seep through gloves and touch skin.
She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is
Oh shit.
humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Shit.
Thank you, Miss Seedwing. Lady Furina, you may return to the defendant.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human.
So they diluted it.
On the off chance that something entirely we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Shit.
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used.
I can't believe you...
Well, she, like, someone who goes this far to keep up an act, right? Even the cost of their own life, right? There's something greater at stake.
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such... Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial
I was thinking about that.
Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
She's getting fucking cornered. She's cornered.
Anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
No one believes it.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to
I
win.
think I think she is the Archon, but I think she's the Archon, but she's lost her divinity, or something's she is cursed, or she shed her celestial. Do you know, David? It might be like a Rani situation from Elden Ring, right? Where she, to fuck over Celestia, she gave away all divinity and became human. Because that could have been the great sin, the death of an arc. I don't know. It's.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on.
It's gonna kick off. They're gonna. Will they execute her? Whoa. Oh no. Nah, she's gonna snap. It's like an Ace Attorney case, David. They're gonna snap and bring out something crazy. Here we go. Oh, we're gonna get the black one. The blackout.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is guilty.
Oh shit. But what will the Oratrice say?
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it said the opposite? It's treason then. Well, yeah, it's treason. You're all I'm gonna have to purge everyone. What does it say?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
What does it say?
Furina is
not guilty.
What's wrong? What is the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Shit. Okay.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus.
Oh, what?
The Hydro Archon. Guilty.
What, of not being the Hydro Archon? That's paradoxical.
To be punished via the death sentence.
What?
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
No, I think the Oratrice is operated by Celestia, perhaps?
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the truth.
No, you idiots.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Mache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place.
Yeah, it's rendered. We were trying to figure out, like, the Oratrice is glitching out, man.
But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
Look, bro, she is the Hydro Archon, but you should still kill her. So she's not guilty, but she's also guilty, so kill her.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still—
Yes.
Remine, you finally made it. Mm-hmm. Any mission, Father is—
What's the... Oh!
Is that the first prophecy slate?
What?
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Remine to try—
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already concluded?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
What's he going to discover?
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. We'd like you to...
So what do you see? What is it?
Releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human... Oh. Fontaine... I don't think the Fontanians are human to begin with. Everyone from Fontaine was originally an Oceanid. And, is that what they're saying? The previous Hydro Archon released all her power, losing it, and turned everyone into Oceanids.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates.
Neverlet, you are really the Hydro Archon. Let's solve this puzzle. The real events related to the prophecies on the prophecy slates.
This stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids?
That's probably it.
I wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids
Well, when you fight the Oceanid, right? The Oceanid says that water can take any form, right? Why not the form of a human?
The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Perhaps the heavenly principles disagreed with the Fontanians becoming human.
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
So did they throw the original Hydro Archon into this ocean?
Never mind Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
Was it Child?
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Are these really in the correct order? So we now have to verify them. It seems to show that the former Hydro Archon using divine power to I think that verifies it.
In the case of the serial disappearances of young women, that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial, and the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans.
So
this might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Humans who turned into Oceanids. Man, okay. That makes some sense now that I think about it. So, every human, or every Oceanid was once turned into a human, and then all the humans forgot they were Oceanids, and they continued to live on. And I'm assuming they mixed and I'm assuming. So, I'm assuming they have they're like hybrids of humans and oceanids, right? They can't be fully oceanids, especially over the centuries where they've been mixing in with other societies. I'm assuming, right? I don't know. Yeah, that must be the case. There must be some form of hybrids. So, when they touch the water, it's like they mix with the water, right? It's like when you put two glasses together or two different types of drinks, they'll fuse into one. So when water is put onto to these people, they're kind of fusing together, and that's why it looks like they've turned into a puddle. I'm guessing that's the case. It shows Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and the people worshipping it together, but the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Perhaps what is about to take place.
Yes.
Before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that
this happened 500 years ago.
The original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
So the original Archon was executed by Celestia? It shows the Hydro Archon sinking into sea, surrounded by many people. Well, we know currently. No? Okay. I can just do this until I get it right. There we go.
Not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell
right, because Navia fell in, but she didn't die.
Subjected to judgment.
Right.
The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
So when you fall into primordial water, you become judged? No. Okay.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. But not many people. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontaine if we hadn't dealt with it in time.
Right. I think the Oratrice is dodgy.
But won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin.
The fish of people are being very coy. Indeed. Well, I have another suggestion, right? What if the Archon not only could turn Oceanids into humans, but could turn themselves into a human? And thus we have Furina.
Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court.
You know what? They are water. They are Oceanids. They are fish things. You are right. They are people of fish.
The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events.
Okay, cool. Verification complete. It's all about to kick off after this. Alright, and we leave.
It now, so that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
Yep.
Not really
yep.
humans.
You're Oceanids.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis.
Oh, I see. I see. So they weren't Oceanids turned human, they were just designed around Oceanids.
The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial.
That's true.
But all of those Vache dissolved were also turned into Oceanids.
Hmm.
Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, it follows from the content of the first plate that she probably anchored Celestia by creating humans without prior permission.
Oh, I see.
That could also explain why the Origins judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for
That makes sense.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating
Wow.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have chosen
Yep.
to try to
Talk
place
about
the Archon within the opera epic plays.
talk about being unappreciative.
Off in the most unexpected.
The very thing that the Hydro Archon created is turning against them, even after suffering for the sin of it.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea?
Hmm.
So wouldn't it be time to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the water, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine
Right,
be washed away.
because there'll be no humans left.
Did Paimon get all that right?
So Celestia's trying to flood
You make
Fontaine.
some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slate,
So this is literally Celestia trying to eradicate the humans because they weren't happy that the original Hydro Archon created them.
at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded.
This is where shit's gonna get real.
If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
By the way, if you want to know who Nouvelette is, he's literally the Hydro Sovereign. So the dragon.
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontaine.
Not the judge at the very least, but maybe the oratories.
Correct.
Basically, I don't think it's corrupt. It's just that there's the basically, think of it like this: the manager did something that government was pissed off with, so they sent a flood, and management tried to block it 500 years ago, and now they're doing it again with the new managers. Crazy. And this guy's the judge, so think of him as like the supervisor, and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on because he's got memory loss. That's exactly what's going on. And there's like no communication whatsoever. Except for the oratories. It's not corrupt, it's just not managed well. I guess you could say corrupt because they did like sin against the heavenly principle. So bit of both.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human
I
beings,
see.
and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea.
I see.
she poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As
Right.
a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea.
Damn.
That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
Whoa.
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
Damn. Imagine learning you're an Oceanid.
But if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all,
Exactly.
he was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular
Yup.
but it does answer a lot of our questions.
True.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slate was inaccurate. The slate's respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of Trials and Justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice.
Fair enough.
You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is
She was
that
judged.
the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
Like, just exactly what we're doing now.
It refers to our presence of the
It's happened all again.
So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the
By putting on the trial, you actually, yeah.
has happened exactly as the prophecy
You've basically been doing what the prophecy told you to.
seems. We're the ones making sure
Yep.
it comes true.
You shouldn't. This is why you should have trusted in Furina in the first place. You fucking idiots. She had a very good reason to pretend to be the Archon.
No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
Because you're all fucking idiots.
Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
Yep.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will
Yep.
also be fulfilled soon?
You're all gonna get flooded.
I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
It's the whale, isn't it? Oh, I gotta do another one.
This eruption is just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of...
It's the narwhal. Where's the fucking narwhal? There we go.
It was both dream and reality.
It's the fucking narwhal whale thing.
If we're talking about its true purpose, it can only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
Right, I know why it was a sin now. The primordial water comes from the abyss. David, that means every Fontainian has water from the abyss inside of them. if they when they come into contact with primordial water, and it releases all their primordial energy, it means that it means, and the water came from the abyss. Wouldn't that mean they all abyss, and thus the abyss is the opposite of Celestia? They have therefore coincided with the abyss. Therefore, they have committed a great sin, and by flooding it with primordial water, it will all be released. Shit, they are fucked. Absolutely fucked.
The truth, the original sin, the trial.
The original Archon should have never made humans. Yeah, here we go. It's the narwhal. There you are. We still have no idea where the Gnosis is, though. Shit. Not even Neuvillette can stop it. There we go. Here's Child. Foul Legacy theme I can hear. They're actually working together this time. Just me in the corner with this popcorn. Like, fucking hell, this is the greatest courtroom I've ever experienced. There's Child. Oh shit. He's spent.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monk. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow.
I
That is
see.
the main cause for the rising sea levels.
So primordial sea isn't from the abyss.
Consuming all of the energy contained within the sea. It's next.
Well, even if it's not, that still means the primordial sea is like stealing from a god. No, if it's from the celestial. Oh, yeah. It was too crystally. Nah, I'm at the bottom. Okay, it's done.
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she
Yes.
filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Right.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians.
I
impossible
see.
to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop.
Yeah, because it would make sense, like, because there'd be a swarm of them in one place.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
Hmm.
From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature.
We need to get Neuvillette the Hydronosis and have him return to full providence.
Known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late.
What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
And thus the abyssal being has corrupted all the primordial energy.
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can. We've come so far.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Well, our Archon had a grand plan, I think.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the...
I still think the Archon's playing 4D chess.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden
Celestia,
corners where the god's gaze does not fall?
that's what I'm thinking. I think she had to do things outside of maybe Tavat or the god's gaze. So the gods only saw the act Furina was putting on.
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in...
So what you have to do basically is take everyone out of Fontaine, let it flood, and then... Furina's still hiding a secret. What's the Oratrice doing?
What's happening with the Oratrice?
I believe it is preparing to carry out...
Oh shit! It's trying to kill Furina.
Furina! No, I still need answers.
What? There's the true Hydro Archon. She is the Archon.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Furina.
No.
Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor? Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving.
Celestia.
The heavenly principle.
Yep. Brilliant. Yeah, fuck it. Yep.
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
She's the god Archon literally has defied management.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in.
Damn, the Hydro Archon literally told like the gods, the heavenly principles, to go fuck themselves. It's interesting because the first Archon was freedom, didn't really give two shits, didn't do much. Second one had like real grasp, control. Well, not control, but like order, contracts. And then the third one was fully the opposite of what Venti and Focalors were. And then the fourth one, obviously, there was a whole different scenario where she was overpowered in a weakened state by her own people. But this is the first time we've ever had an Archon fighting against the actual management of Celestia. And it no wonder the Hydro Sovereign was brought into this. Who better to lead after the Archon?
I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
I see. Focalors was originally an Oceanid. I see. Focalors is also an Oceanid. That would explain the long lifespan.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity, and the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina.
I see. So she separated the divinity from the spirit. Basically, Furina is that other half. Your voice is fine. I can do it right now, David. You want me to turn the game up? Is that better? That would be way much louder. How's that, David? I can turn it up even more. How about now? I usually keep it on low, much better. Right. Let's keep it here for now. And if you want me to increase it anymore, let me know.
She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished.
I think that's perfect. Yeah, I think it was only been an issue this stream is because of how much story we're going through.
Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings.
So a god, or like an Oceanid, really wanted to become human, so she took everything that way that made her a god and an Oceanid, and left a human version of herself, separating the two, so she could experience it while still kind of ruling over Fontaine.
But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her.
Right.
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles.
She was cursed by herself.
Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon, alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy.
Right.
Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass.
They wanted to control the prophecy, basically, so that they could make it come to pass, but on their terms.
I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
It's all a performance.
But Furina is only human, isn't she?
Yep. Cursed
Even
human.
though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it.
Damn, she's been carrying this whole thing.
It's been 500 years.
Imagine living 500 years with the body of a human and having to pretend to be a god.
And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Fuck this god. I think it is. I still want to hear how Neuvillette was roped into this. But I can still safely assume that when he was reincarnated, he was elected judge by either the previous or the current Archon, either through Furina.
Oh,
yeah, it's probably through
permitted
Furina.
you to come onto the stage. Now, all right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it?
So, is Furina more like a reincarnation of the Archon in a human form, rather than just a human... I don't think she's a human replica of the Archon. I generally think Furina is a fully separate entity that has connection to the Archon. It's still so... I'm still... Yeah. So she is fully human, but is cursed, yeah. She's a reincarnation of the Archon, but is cursed by the Archon to be immortal, or age far less than normal.
I I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must act. Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards
Actual
shall
combat.
resolve it soon.
Let's turn these fuckers off.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you
Get 'em.
know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
There is no escape.
Alright, and they're going to bring in the big guns for this one. A ticket? Before a mirror. Oh look, this is wearing the black outfit.
Furina. Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
So did the other? So the Archon's been talking to Furina?
Mirror you,
Notice,
huh?
I think the eyes are switched.
You know what? That's not bad.
She's still
Let's go
no.
with
I don't
that.
think it's a reincarnation. I generally think they're half and half
Mirror me.
because the eyes are switched.
What do you wish to say?
The prophecy.
They are definitely two sides
you
to one
heard of
coin.
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Arc.
Oh.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember.
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you.
So it was a good thing we did
Disaster will
arrest her
come
because
to
we
Fontaine
created the
sooner or later.
exact.
Things will develop just
We
as
created
the
the
prophecy
exact
declared. There is no escaping
steps
it.
to the prophecy. We created the prophecy, but we created a fake version of what was actually going to happen. So in reality, we did exactly what Fossil Laws wanted.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people
And so
a
the
chance to turn
Archon
things around.
literally
it is
manipulated
the reason why you met me today.
Furina to do this.
I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. As for the suffering, well, but if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? If there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other.
Hold on. I've just realised something. Wouldn't the Oratrice declare every citizen guilty if they were part of the original sin? It isn't. I don't. So the gods, the Celestia itself doesn't necessarily see the Oceanids as guilty, but still thinks they should be cleansed of their human form.
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Possibly.
Huh? Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to
Does this mean the
play a
Hydro
role,
Archon also doesn't have a
that of the
physical
new
form?
Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your
Isn't that
true
actually really
challenge
funny
will
if you
not
think about
be
it? The
pursuing
god
divinity,
wanted to be human,
but contending against
and thus
humanity.
ended up creating a human that in order to survive had to pretend to be a god. So the god wanted to be human, and the human had to pretend to be a god.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try.
I'll
try to do
There's
this.
such heavy themes of contradiction and, duality.
So, how long?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many years, but I promise you, all will eventually end in
a trial. Huh.
Am I gonna have to do more combat? Yes. Okay, this one's white. Before it was dark, this one's white. So I'm assuming the dark form is the true Furina, and the white one is when she plays the role of an Archon, and that's why her vision is somewhat hidden.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Furina de Fontaine, your new Archon.
Yeah, she's definitely not as experienced as the one we're used to.
I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all with. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to this. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Exactly, not assertive enough.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. Right. Mirmi said that I just calm down, Furina. Think. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Oh, she saved it.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Yep. She makes him feel stupid.
Personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest. I suppose it's a better look than before.
Yup, it is.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful. Our future may yet be bright after all.
And she quelled all the doubts.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow. My dear people, whether
It's
you
crazy we're
acknowledge
actually
me
playing
or
as Furina.
not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice.
I love how the Genshin's slowly moving away from the typical, boring MC that
We
says
have
nothing.
heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed
The issue
away.
with Genshin is
Well,
it can't have a protagonist
I say
like that when there's so
justice
much
is most fragrant
text and
when
story.
It blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry, may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us, there is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, so long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand with...
I want to see Nouvellette, like when she first met Nouvellette. Oh, okay, this is Nouvellette's. I think it might be his office. It might also be Furinas.
Lady Furina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Nouvellette.
I see.
Besides, none of these
This is why I
trials
think
were
we're
the
going to
one
get
I'm
another
looking
story
forward
about
to the
Nouvellette's
most.
origins at some point in it.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
She got bored of the role.
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end.
That's true, I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thoughts, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now. Do
And
your
like
duties.
500 years
The
of
trial
committing to
I
that
await.
role, I think it
will
probably made her go mad. I think like you'd have to go mad to keep up such a performance.
Lady Furina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence
And
of
like
my
after
divine
playing that role for
charm.
500 years, you'd lose your own identity.
All right, Deoteria.
She
is it?
started off with the black
How is your
outfit,
son's
right?
illness?
And then she put on the white one. And we've never seen her wear the black one again.
You remembered me. He's doing much better now. In fact, he is far more.
I will
of
say
an
this though, like
ardent
she
believer
did
than
listen
I.
to her people and
He
try
was
to
the
offer
one
them
who forced
support.
me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise God. Thank you once again.
But like,
on behalf of my son.
like people did have, it comforted people, didn't it? Even if it was a lie. Isn't that the opera is just at the end of the day one big lie? But
Lady
the lie
Furina,
is so powerful
here are
because
the
it's
latest
embedded with
hydrological
a
reports.
remarkable truth.
As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy. The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time, but it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going.
True suffering.
And everyone will be saved. All right.
Lady Furina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
And then as time went on, she got more and more bitter, I think. Or more agitated, maybe?
Lady Furina, I've waited so
she was
long
good
for
at
this
first.
chance to see you and Miss
Wait,
May.
look, this is... Oh, she's wearing the black
Indeed,
outfit.
my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
I think the black outfit shows that, like, her true personality is seeping out. Maybe?
Lady Furina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that I just don't know when these days will end.
500 years.
I feel utterly exhausted. But
Again and again and again and again and again. Generation, 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 generation. And all this time she spent reading, trying to solve the issue. Oh shit, 18,000.
Lady Furina, it's dream
shit.
being able to speak with you up close like this.
Damn, and you would hear this again and again and again.
I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet
I can hear the pain in
faithful
those.
believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
And we're not able to see her face. Look, they're not showing it.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Furina.
Oh,
my lady?
cracking.
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. Manifestation of your power, then.
Oh, it would send you fucking crazy.
Honored indeed. So interminable. So lonely.
We've heard this line before. If you every time you go to the fountain at a certain night, you hear it.
Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries.
I'm going to sleep, but fuck Genshin story. Alright, good night, Ellen.
All I can do is keep heart.
It is long. We started like 5. Although there was a break and issues between, but I knew it would be 6 to 9 hours. Like it'll be a day thing that you just gotta clonk through.
Furina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
You gotta trick the people.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you call a witness.
If she told him everything, it wouldn't matter.
A witness? Yes, I've heard that you, and if Tevat is in its entirety a show on a
What was she going to say?
I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people... No, Furina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if... Furina, you've worked so hard for... Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can If you let this opportunity slip through, think about it. Long and hard.
Kind of reminds me of when, like, Subaru could finally tell someone he returns by death, you know? That, for Subaru, it could have been fucking hundreds of years as well.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Furina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Was she actually going to say that?
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Shit, of course.
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself.
I see.
She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate.
Fuck.
It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not?
Well, how would it... Yeah, what would that... There has to be something a bit more to it, right?
How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
That's exactly, yeah.
That is the most important thing.
I'm guessing it's you, Nicolette.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Udex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue.
Yeah. how? Yeah, that's only half. Yeah, how are you going to fix this whole thing?
I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine.
What is the
Yes?
Oratrice?
I've always suspected
The
that it
Oratrice
had
is
its
the
own
the
consciousness.
Oratrice is the Gnosis.
And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber.
I think it is the Gnosis.
It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
Wait, she's the Oratrice.
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's Gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I see, but if she dies, the prophecy can't come true.
I beg your pardon?
Well, she created a fake prophecy. Well, not a fake prophecy, but a fake rendition of the prophecy and then killed herself. So it would never come to pass.
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
This nation is literally rejecting Celestia.
I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Furina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine.
She's going to use that to counter?
The vast majority has been, had to be, accumulated to enact this death sentence.
She's been Okay, so she's been drawing energy 500 years to kill herself as a god.
It was all part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
And she executed herself based on the heavenly principles, the rules of Tevat, no?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution.
This is the biggest middle finger an Archon has given to the fucking gods. The fucking heavenly principles.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon.
Right. Oh, see.
The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your
she's not
intent,
killing herself, she's killing
must
the...
be.
She's Are you destroying the Gnosis?
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course.
She's returning it to him.
In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
Oh, shit.
But...
She's returning it to Neuvillette.
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Damn.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence. Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Ascended.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
was so good.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Yes.
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved,
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
Bro, he's got the gnosis. He's got his full power
I have
back.
gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
Executor? Executor, let's see.
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring Narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Let's kill this fucking thing. Oh man. Oh shit.
But how are we going to do that?
I got 2 Hydro units.
Separate the power from my
Okay.
from the way. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together.
Okay, so do I just... what do I fucking do? Fuck it. We're gonna see if I can take a crack at it.
Sorrow turning into hostility.
I'm just watching the whale move. Okay, we can do damage. Such a fucking big boss. I'm too scared to get close to it. I need to start taking risks.
Shine down!
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself. Settle down!
Holy fuck. Oh, we can get sucked in.
Why is there a hole thingy over there? It looks really scary.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Oh shit. I haven't got a heal up. I just remembered I haven't got a heal up.
Silence! I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment. Use my power to suppress its roots from within.
Bro, you're fucking doing the work right here. I need to turn Furina into a healer.
There is no escape! Scatter! Here!
Time to shine.
Be sanctified.
Oh god, what the fuck's happening? I shouldn't have used his ult. Oh shit. Perfect timing for his ult. Nah, it's got a phase 2. It's got a phase 2. Oh shit. What the fuck? Okay. I see. Maybe this is like we don't. Maybe it's because we're doing
Thanks
the
for
story.
helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but
Okay, it's because we're doing the story we don't get to fully fight the boss. It was cinematic at best.
it was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime.
It was just supposed to be a short private training session. Master's pet?
Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master.
Skirk.
Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk?
The point...
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did.
Who?
His name is Sertologi.
Who the fuck is that?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Foul?
The Foul?
Foul Legacy?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then?
No.
Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Wait, Rhindaughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard. Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh shit. Rhindaughter's... I remember that name. That was the person that created Albedo.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
So they're not the same person, but very similar.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
I see, so when she was listing a bunch of important people...
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
Oh shit.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Did she flood it?
Hey! Help! Over here!
With regular water? Instead of primordial water?
Initiate emergency rescue!
We saw that ship in 4.1. I didn't realise it could fly.
Hurry!
So he's been preparing for this inevitability as well.
Hey, lend a hand!
Well, they are at their core hydro. What's it called? Oceanids, right? So they would still have resistance to regular water.
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you right?
Yeah.
We're safe.
The prophecy was wrong.
And it was right to an extent. It just wasn't primordial water.
I see that.
The Solo renewed. The Spina di Rasula tax post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rasula. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're Skyship Winglet. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, which people always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle... Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Juria and Navia? They sound like...
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship. Well,
Paimon's curious too!
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the...
are you sure?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on!
Oh man. I think this is generally my favourite story in Genshin. Like, oh, so good. I sat down and listened and watched the story. I fucking rarely do that for hours. Oh man, alright, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh my god, another quest is fucking blocking it, isn't it? No, it's not. Oh, it's here. Are you still watching, David? What did you think? Was everyone still watching? What do you think? If anyone's still fucking watching. Oh, man.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a look.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nice.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another...
Huh? You're here too.
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really can't...
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know...
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that.
I see you're the same as always.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then
How did it go? Was it a good shot?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with...
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Merip.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin who told Monsieur Nervillet, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information.
In truth, all Monsieur Nervillet asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Wriothesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear...
Oh boy. This must be, we must get, like, one scene with the fortress people. What the fuck happened to Child? He got fucking yeeted somewhere.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feel.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom are...
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. Miss Charlotte.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear, but...
Sir, please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you, then?
No, I just... This is my first...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius. The boat that brought about a miracle. The ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there. Still, if I might ask.
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another...
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well then in that case, could I...
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you...
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone...
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try?
Ah.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure. Come on.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the fortress?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I...
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep... As to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed,
I don't think much will change. It will still be Neverlet in power.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater... All right, last stop, the docks.
Brand new area. Not used once throughout the whole new Archon story. I'm not mad. To be quite honest, I prefer new areas where it's just more exploring. I don't like it when it's too story related. Fuck it, we're dropping down. We're doing it the good old fashioned way. Yeah, Neverlet can take the damage.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level...
Trick a friend.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by...
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have...
Oh.
You sure are working hard to help Furinas socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Maybe.
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the
Lynette, could you
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's all right. We were more than happy to help.
I still want to know what is the knave.
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well...
She's gonna kill... She's killing fucking...
After Lady Furina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic
I see.
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
But why would she care so much about the hydronosis even after the catastrophes are done with? I guess just fulfilling her job as a Fatui.
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a
Perhaps the
significant
gnosis has
change of heart
changed since
regarding
he's
the matter.
reclaimed his authority.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
I think something's happened to the hydronosis where it's basically become useless.
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which...
Isn't he real busy? But back to the topic. The gnosis was...
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads
We
of
still
brothers
have
Fatui.
Child's vision.
Allied with them this time.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Huh? It's the knave.
Father!
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks. Switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourself
We're the
to be
10th
great
Harbinger.
partners.
Oh yes, we could get, yeah.
A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
Oh shit, do not ask for an interview.
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like. The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, traveler, Paimon.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I guess this must be life. We will. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte, huh? Shall we go see
Let's talk to Neuvillette. I want to see what he says about the gnosis. This will probably be the last. I think him and Furina will be the last two we talk to.
The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there!
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you. All right, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved?
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter...
Whoa. So that's what happened? Focalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the
I
Hydro
see.
element.
So by giving Nivelet all control over the, giving all his power back, he could remove the, primordial waters.
Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
I see.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
So wait, all Fontanians are now human?
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
So, let's
I
go
have
down
investigated
the list.
his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had 10. As for the judgment passed by the orator, whether it was due to that liability by association, or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed
Yeah,
Oceanids?
that's what I was assuming.
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now. Either way...
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, about that. Risley said Furina has already left.
Ah, Lady Furina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired. and
Fair
needed to
enough.
rest.
500 years, I'd feel oddly enough at peace and just want to rest.
Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House. Not unlike how an ordinary person might.
Yeah, fuck that place.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you then? What are your plans
So does this mean she is fully human now as well?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Yeah.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
Shit.
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay.
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's
Yeah,
power.
because he's reclaimed his Hydro authority. The Gnosis... so the Gnosis... I thought the Gnosis contained the Hydra's authority, but it must be some sort of separate... It might be a separate thing, because we did meet... Is it Ipip? That seemed to already have the Dendra authority, so I'm assuming the Gnosis doesn't contain, or at least is... It could contain the authority, but maybe the Archon has, because maybe it's within the Archon, and the Archon has to give that power back to the dragon. That's probably it. I think it's the Archon's innate ability is from the dragon, so the Archon's base power is the dragon's authority.
As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine.
I see.
If the Fatui have impure designs, we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
What complicated considerations! Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume?
Yep.
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Nation of dragons? So I think we actually might generally see a dragon verse. Like, we've been introduced to dragons, right? In this arc. We kind of like, in arc 4 we kind of had the first dragon tease. Well, not tease, fight. But like, and then this one we learned way more about the dragons. What if we get a war, literally a war between the dragon and the Archon?
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
I see.
Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave that I believe may be useful to you. The Harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his net into the endless
We all knew
ring
the
of
Captain was
war.
going to be in Natlan.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
Yeah.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question
Yeah.
about the Gnosis. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something.
Nice.
with
What
you.
is it?
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Oh, interesting.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over soon as well, all right, Nervalet?
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a
I
novel
see.
blend.
So he's got his full authority back, but with a curse in it.
I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Of course. You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
The third descender remains. Well, we're the fourth. We have no. Who's the third?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
The remains of the third descender, the gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you.
I see.
To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all
the
turn to
gnosis
curses.
are. I just had a really terrifying thought. We might be the main character, right? No, we. What if the Gnosis are the Traveler's original power? Right, and he originally was able to wield all 7 elements, and the heavenly principles stripped all of his power as a because what if he? I mean, it's confirmed we're the 4th, so maybe the 3rd would had to be our sibling. I see, and so that's what happened to the sibling. All their powers were converted into Gnosis, and the dragon's power was taken and given to the Archons. Something like that.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts, and my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they?
And they're
when
dead?
Did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
True.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
And he's already at full power, so he doesn't need it.
I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element-compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. No, let's not think about this comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender, if that's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will. I suspect not. But once in a while I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Well, and we can get a free wish. And we didn't get to talk to Furina. I thought they would before we... Okay. Yeah, my character's Gnosis. Shit. Fucking hell, today's been crazy. I'm glad I banged this out in one day. Now, I want to fight that narwhal, seriously. But let's do a one wish. We can do two. I feel very confident we're getting the sword this time. On the next call. After all that happened. Well, it is what it is. Let's walk it back. On the next call, I'm very certain I'm going to get her sword. Very confident. We will eventually. I think I'm at 50 now, 50 something. So, Furina's quest. I will do it. I don't know if I'll do it this week though. I might give it a week. Oh, it's available. Interesting. Cool. I wish I could do that. I wish I did that with all these. So I could actually don't... Yeah. At least for future I can like leave them there. I also should receive the collect. Yeah. That key thing does not affect me anymore. Fuck. What a great story. I guess I could ask him the same questions again. He's just gonna stay there.
It seems from your expressions that you still ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yep.
I suggest that you fully prepare.
Yep. David, that was amazing. Oh yeah, let's go fight the Warble, the Narwhal. Where the fuck do I go? Hold on. There it is. Let's fight the Narwhal seriously this time. Okay, and then it is currently... Where is it? Where did they place it in the map? Interesting, so it's like a crack there. I semi-remember this part of the map. Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's go down then. Told you they do change parts of the map. I'm gonna take a shield off because I have no idea what this that way was gonna do. I'm gonna take Zhongli.
Sure.
Should we go the full Archon team?
The campaign begins.
Although Furina won't. Furina will be the healer. Fuck it, let's do the full Archon team.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
I need to do this to level up certain stuff. Okay. There it is. Can I lock onto it? Yeah. Hold on, let's heal. I do wish they made the boss fight harder. But they usually make the easiest time you fight the boss, the story time you fight it. This one would be way harder.
Stabilize!
Where is it? Where is it? I tanked it. It's a good old Zhongli.
Gather!
Make yourselves at home. I see everything. Torn to oblivion.
Yeah, we're actually getting some damage here. It comes down and fight me.
Solidify! This is order!
Illusion shattered.
Stabilize!
Okay, we need to destroy this bitch. Okay, we did it.
I see everything.
Oh.
Gather!
That destroyed it now, but...
Shine down.
Grow. Here my knowledge.
Illusion shattered.
Quake!
I need to switch Furina over to being a healer.
Hey!
I need Zhongli shielding.
Stabilize!
Now you shall perish.
To give everyone their ults back.
Commit to memory. But lightning, echoing stone.
I will have order! Solidify!
Everyone hold hands. The Temple of Wisdom.
I'm hoping the new war plates will actually make it fucking sound nice. At least in the story angle, obviously. Not outside.
Stabilize!
I do have good
The
content.
show begins. Grow. Let's wait for it a little.
I'm not even doing... I mean, this team's not even a good team. It's just an Archon to the developed yet. Right, you might have to switch to...
See your power.
There is no escape.
Why is get you on?
Make yourself a move.
This is order. Gather.
Time to shine.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Damage. Oh, what the f... Let's get up. Hit the whale. Hit the whale off. Give everyone a roll.
Strike a pose. Let my name echo and stop. Share my knowledge.
Order guide you.
See, look, this is what we should have gotten
Illusion
instead of
shattered.
putting straight to the second part,
Torn to
where
oblivion.
we should have been able to reset it up a bit. So I felt like I actually beat it. I think I got it. Yeah. The last seed was honing onto it. And there we go. Crit damage, yeah. And we got 2 of these. Oh, we also got a black spear, nice. I think they give you some good rewards on the first time you beat a boss. Nice, and that's the new weekly boss fight. I wonder what they're going to do for the second one of the Fontaine area. They're free to do side story content now rather than main story. So it could be like APEP, where it's something completely different. They could do a Harbinger. I just don't know, like, what kind of conflict would we get with the Harbinger? It'd be really cool if they maybe did another abyssal creature. Or something with Nivelette, I don't know. Alright, let's see, how much thingy do I have? Damn, I'm going all over the place. 20, yeah? I think I'll leave that. I'm too tired. There's one last thing I want to do though. Oh, I need the Traveller. We'll swap out Nahida.
There's still a long road.
And then we can do this. Resonate with Hydro. And now we are a Hydro bitch. Weak as hell. Yeah, they made the Hydro Traveller quite weak. But let's see if these cons will help him. So, when using... Is that his... Right, is E. Does it give him a shield? Anyway, we C6 the Hydro Traveller. Yeah. Oh man, I'm exhausted. Streaming this game all day. What did I say I was going to stream tomorrow? Oh fuck. Oh. Damn. How much pity do I actually have? No, I think we passed it. It's not that far back. It must be the bottom one here. Yeah. We just did 3, yeah? So that makes it 52. We'll definitely get it in the next 8 pulls. I might save a 10 pull. And I thought, you know, us, the momentum. Where am I? Oh yeah, I know where I am. I thought the momentum of the whole stream would build up towards it, but I'm not that lucky. I guess, you know what I could do before the end of the stream? I want to farm some of these books, materials.
This is order. Gather. Yeah.
Time to shine! Shine down!
Go!
Oh right, I do. You're not danger, are you? Take it.
Go!
Good thing my supports are very strong. Yeah, I got some books. Oh yeah, I can also do this. Your weapon's almost there. And it needs these. It's your talents I'm more concerned. Oh right, I didn't level you up. We'll get there. What do I need to do next time? I need to get more of these, get more of these, and get 12 of you. And we'll get a standard pool. We still... Yeah, I'm assuming her side story will go into her vision. And there'll be a whole story about that. Now, Neuvillette apparently also has lines on the other Archons. Where is Neuvillette? I want to see them. Yeah, look, his voiceover's got... everything's changed, I think. No, not everything. He's just got some new ones. Because he is technically the Archon now, right? So let's see what he says about the Geo one. It's not working.
Greetings.
Okay.
I am the Chief Justice, or Iudex, of Fontaine. But you may simply address...
Why is that not working? Maybe it's not voiced. Ah. Maybe the voice actor hasn't done the lines?
From my observations, humans have a tendency to view themselves as being in opposition with nature.
Yeah.
Wriothesley, Clarence,
Yeah.
Wriothesley.
They maybe the voice actor wasn't available to do these, and they in like other countries they added them. I don't know. So let's have a read. Holy shit! He's fucking controller. Oh shit! Nothing will stop me from rendering judgment on each of the 7, as the Archon who won the authority of Geo. So, Zhongli's power is from the Geo Dragon. Dias Ori. Was that his name before becoming Morax? Shit, so basically it's all going to end with Neuvillette putting all the Archons on trial. I shall fulfill my vow to judge all of the Sent, even if the sky should fall. And then this one's going to be really interesting. Oh, she's like meditating for a couple centuries. She's meditating for eternity. If she's not a threat now, I'll deal with her later. I just love how like he's like realizing all the Archons aren't really threats. And this one will be interesting. Damn. Nivelet actually fucking pitied, like, he's given respect to only the Dendro Archon. Interesting. Navia. Who's Navia again?
I regret to say that after my various interactions with her, such as when I inadvertently angered her and when I accepted her apology.
Yeah.
And even now, now the curtain has finally fallen on her performance. The character she portrayed was an imaginary one, yet in playing that role, she fulfilled her duties. Though she is meek and full of doubt by nature, she was able to use madness to stiffen her resolve and see her duty through to its conclusion. The work that she has done over the centuries is truly immense. If she were to ever make a return to the stage, I should personally attend the performance and give her my heartfelt applause. Yes, I must do so when the opportunity arises. Water tasting is a rather sophisticated...
And then I think the Archons also have... Wait, what's Furina's line say about the Archons? I don't think she says much. Interesting, I need to get her friendship level higher. But she talks about Clorinde, Riceley, Charlotte and the Knave. Does she not talk about Neuvillette? Damn, I need to get the friendship up her. She doesn't have one on Neuvillette, hey? She's probably going to get more after I do a story.
Happy birthday!
Interesting, and your story is... yeah. Do they say something about Neuvillette now?
For 5 centuries, I dueled the Raiden Shogun in my personal
No,
realm
they
of
just talk about
consciousness.
Furina. Anyway, thank you for those that were watching the stream. Thank you for David for watching that. I'm tired, so I'm going to end the stream there. Oyasumi Nasai. And that was a very good Archon quest. I think that might have been my favourite. There's still like, I'll give my brief quickly before I even think about it. I'll quickly give what I've. I think we got a lot more questions though than answers still. The more you, and it tends to be the case when you learn something. There's like, you start
Being
off.
too popular can be such a hassle.
Everything seems
The
daunting at
people
the
would
start,
adore me so
and then
much.
once you get here and you learn the basics, you realize, oh crap, there's all this that I don't know. So like, you know nothing, so you don't understand the value. You don't understand how much you don't know, and once you get to here and you see everything you don't know, you eventually realize how much you don't know, if that makes sense. So the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know anything. Probably explain that really shit, but yeah. And so that's why very smart people can become so, get imposter syndrome and aren't very confident, because they're smart enough to know quite a bit, but they're not smart enough to know everything. That's a form of duality, right? Smart and not smart. Water is the essence of life, and thus it too shares that essence of duality. Just as everything. Yeah. We are both the best and the worst of everything. We both know everything, we both know nothing. We both suffer, and we both enjoy. For without one, there is no other. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream.